We are back in Biarritz in the French part of the Basque Country. After we checked out the north last week at the Plage Miramar, we will have a look south now. There we find two spots in one. On the one hand, the Rocher de la Vierge, and right next to it, the Villa Belze. As I mentioned last episode, I ran into a lot of closures due to heavy winds and therefore waves the night before. The situation at the Rocher de la Vierge was even worse, as just about everything was unreachable. At the Rocher, luckily the authorities forgot to close one stairway, which was then used by some other tourists and me to push forward to the bridge and the rock, which we thus almost had to ourselves. That is quite a unique feeling at this location, which was completely crowded at sunset. I will tell more about that in a second. Right before the bridge, you will find this stone window with a perfect view to the Phare de Biarritz that I covered last week. Usually, this place is packed. Now I had enough time to peacefully frame a shot, and this might be the only shot in Biarritz where I prefer sunrise above sunset. As mentioned in the last video, Biarritz is a sunset location, and everybody seems to know that. While parking in the morning was still possible, there was no way to find space an hour before sunset. I circled the area multiple times with no luck. In the end I gave up and drove off to a different location, I believe for the first time ever. If you want to be in Biarritz for sunset, you have to be very early. If you are there at sunrise, however, the shot of the Villa Belze remains quite bloodless. The building lies in the shadow and there won't be a lot of fireworks in the sky. An overcast, moody day probably delivers a better photo than sunrise. Yet, sometimes we are just there when we are there, so we take the shot and try to make it work as good as possible. Hi, my name is Kempf and I'm pretty far away, so please consider liking and subscribing.